Sherlock is an excellent series with a strong performance from Benedict Cumberbatch, but several other detective TV shows are even better. Sherlock was a huge hit when it aired for 3 seasons from 2010 to 2017 on BBC One. It's fun seeing Arthur Conan Doyle's famous character and sidekick Dr. John Watson, Martin Freeman, investigating crime in London, even if it's been done before. But while Cumberbatch's version of the classic character is likable, other detective series offer more intriguing cases, distinct main characters, and unique styles of storytelling. No matter how much you love Sherlock, it's hard to deny these other detective series go just a bit further in terms of quality. Elementary, 2012 to 2019. Could a fun procedural be made from Sherlock Holmes's classic story? Elementary answers that question with a big yes. Rather than featuring 2 male leads, the cast of the CBS drama includes Lucy Liu as Dr. Joan Watson and Johnny Lee Miller in the main role of Sherlock Holmes. The show has comedy, different murder cases or crimes in each episode, and 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, which emphasizes how enjoyable the 2 main characters are. Watson has always been a beloved sidekick, so it's great to see this character take center stage and have a significant stake in each storyline. The Fall, 2013 to 2016. Stella Gibson, Gillian Anderson, to the side in The Fall. Unlike crime shows that feature detectives talking to criminals who have already been caught, or looking into terrible murders or missing characters from the past, The Fall makes you part of the action as the crime is still ongoing. Watching the brilliant Stella Gibson, Gillian Anderson, try to find Paul Spector, Jamie Dornan, who is killing and assaulting women, is genuinely terrifying for that reason. Seasons 1 and 2 have 2 fascinating narratives that unravel alongside Stella's investigation. The series finale is particularly haunting and definitely difficult to watch, but The Fall is a more unique show than Sherlock. It demonstrates that new stories can still be told in the crime drama genre, no matter how many miniseries and procedurals are released. The Sinner, 2017 to 2021. Bill Pullman looking thoughtful outside in The Sinner. Sherlock is great, but it's another story about the famous character hanging out with his sidekick, living in London, and dealing with crimes. The Sinner has a different format that makes it more engaging, and while each season of Sherlock is pretty much the same, all 4 seasons of the USA Network series offer a different narrative. Each season of The Sinner sees Harry Ambrose, Bill Pullman, working on cases but switches up the traditional storytelling of the genre. In this series, you know who has committed each murder in the first episode. While it might seem like it would be boring to already have this information, the show explains the reasoning and each killer's history. The Bridge, 2013 to 2014. Damian Bichir and Diane Kruger in The Bridge. The FX version of this Swedish crime drama puts a smart twist on a regular serial killer story. Rather than focusing on one detective trying to locate a murderer, or 2 detectives who partner up while disagreeing about the right process, The Bridge has 2 main characters who collaborate from different places. Marco Ruiz, Damian Bichir, is in Chihuahua, and Sonia Cross, Diane Kruger, is in the United States, but they are working to solve the series' central murder. This setup makes the story immediately more unique, and thus, more compelling than seeing Sherlock and Watson, no matter how likable they are. The Bridge also has more interesting side characters than Sherlock, including Matthew Lillard's Daniel Fry. The actor, who typically appears in comedies and horror movies and not grim crime dramas, appears in both seasons as a journalist who has had a tough time. Mayor of Easttown, 2021. Kate Winslet as Mayor Sheehan in Mayor of Easttown. Although it's shorter than Sherlock, Mayor of Easttown's 7 episodes tell a more interesting tale of a smart detective. Cumberbatch is a huge talent, but it's hard to compete with Kate Winslet's on-screen presence as Mayor Sheehan. Although there are some small moments of comedy, the HBO miniseries is all about the great character, Mayor, and it works better than Sherlock as a true detective tale for that reason. Cumberbatch's Sherlock Holmes is endearing, but Mayor is a real person who has seen a lot of pain, both in her own life and on the job. Shetland, 2013. Alison O'Donnell and Douglas Henshall in Shetland. Sherlock Holmes may be the most well-known investigator in pop culture, but the strong setting of Shetland makes it a more enticing watch. The Shetland Islands are full of raw, natural beauty, and the water and cliffs are unforgettable. This lovely place is also a stark contrast to the terrible crimes being committed. Besides being a refreshing change of pace from a London-set series, it also has smart detectives Ruth Calder, Ashley Jensen, and Jimmy Perry's Douglas Henshall. And, although every Sherlock season tells a satisfying tale in a handful of episodes, most Shetland seasons have 6 episodes, which means more time enjoying the scenery and trying to guess who committed each crime. Line of Duty, 2012 to 2021. Police officers looking at something in the distance on Line of Duty. The incredibly popular BBC drama Line of Duty has 96% on Rotten Tomatoes and a perfect cast, including Thandile Newton and Vicky McClure. Boasting over 6 seasons of around 5 or 6 episodes, Line of Duty feels more realistic than other shows thanks to its focus on the anti-corruption unit. Since the show delves into the intricate dynamic between the various employees and also between police officers and suspects, it's a workplace drama at its finest. It has a darker tone than Sherlock, which relies on the charm of Sherlock and Watson, and has a lot more to say about the challenges of working in this field. True Detective, 2014. Mahershala Ali's Wayne Hayes looks skeptical in True Detective. The many brilliant investigators on True Detective definitely give Sherlock Holmes a run for his money. No matter how lovable Benedict Cumberbatch is in the main role of the BBC One series, it's more interesting watching Wayne Hayes, Mahershala Ali, in Season 3 and Liz Danvers, Jodie Foster, in Season 4. And, of course, no one can forget the overly confident and incredibly honest Marty Cole, Woody Harrelson, and Rust Cole, Matthew McConaughey. You expect most TV detectives to be cold, which allows them to cover up their feelings and hide secrets that would make them vulnerable. However, the main characters of HBO's anthology series stand out, as they all manage to have distinct investigation styles and means of coping with their circumstances. Through Wayne, you see how someone can be haunted by this specific line of work, which is an important element missing from shows like Sherlock. Broadchurch, 2013 to 2017. Alec Hardy, David Tennant on the phone looking stressed outside the police station in Broadchurch. If Sherlock Holmes is Britain's most recognizable detective, Ellie Miller, Olivia Colman, and Alec Hardy, David Tennant, might be the next most popular. As they look into the murder of a child in Season 1, you find out more about how they feel about each other, as Ellie hoped to be promoted and Alec got the job instead.